Hello and welcome back to Music Movies. The Muppets. They're cute, whimsical, educational, influential, marketable, and musical. Since their inception in 1953 by Jim Henson, they've made it their mission to educate, entertain, and charm the collective pants of the world's population. Most of us know them from the tremendously popular Muppet Show in the 70s, which introduced us to a huge cast of characters, the vast majority of which we all remember today. I mean, there was Kermit, Fozzie Bear, Gonzo, Miss Piggy, Rolf, Waldorf and Statler, Animal, Beaker, the Swedish Chef. I would mention the characters from Sesame Street, but no one can tell me how to get there. The obvious next step for the Muppets is the mighty leap on felted legs from the small screen to the silver screen. Imagine the wit and humor of the Muppet Show extended to 90 minutes. And not just the antics, the Muppet Show was also famous for its appreciation of music. With different musical guests and at least 2 musical numbers per show, it really helped open up the world of music to the youth of the world, and the movie is no different. So let's dive right into the Muppet movie and see if we can't remember why we remember the Muppets so effing fondly. The movie exists as a movie inside a movie as the Muppets gather together to watch the movie for the first time since making the movie. And now I hold the record for saying the word movie more than 5 times in a single sentence. And everyone is there. Kermit, Fozzie Bear, Gonzo, Miss Piggy, Rolf, Waldorf and Statler, Animal, Beaker, the Swedish Chef. Okay, you caught me being lazy, good job.
Is this about how the Muppets really got started?
Well, it's sort of approximately how it happened.
The opening title sequence lets you know that you're in store for something special right off the bat. The music credits are the first to be shown, and the movie itself begins with one of the most iconic songs the Muppets have ever produced in their long, long history.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows?
Rainbow Connection is the Muppets' equivalent to Somewhere Over the Rainbow, a wistful little tune about knowing there's something more to life and most certainly worth chasing after. I love the attention to detail they used on Kermit's ability to play the banjo, going as far to make a partially cyborg Kermit to strum the guitar in time, as well as move his froggy little flippers up and down the fretboard.
Did someone oh, God! Well...
I liked your singing.
Thank you. I have practiced hard.
So, have you ever met the real Kermit?
Inferior singer. Day of reckoning imminent. He will count himself among the damned.
Well, I'm glad we had this talk.
Shall I sing for you?
Can you sing on your way out?
Affirmative. Someday we'll find it.
Conveniently, right after the song is ended, a wild Dom DeLuise appears.
Can you help me? I have lost my sense of direction.
Have you tried Hare Krishna? There's a boat dock just downstream.
Thank you.
Just watch out for the alligators.
Alligators?
Alligators? In the Everglades? Who'd have guessed it?
Read my lips. Alligators.
He explains he's from a far-off land called Hollywood, and it just so happens that there is an opening for frogs with dreams of grandeur.
You can make millions of people happy.
Kermit meditates on whether or not he should leave his home in the swamp with a few strums of the banjo.
I am also an accomplished banjo player.
Out! Anyways, that's it! He decides to set off into the world to seek his fortune, and is it just me, or does Kermit have some killer gams on him?
What the...
Well, I'm not the only one who thinks so, apparently, as he comes across the building site for the newest location of the world-famous Doc Hopper's Frog Legs.
Hey, you on the bike! Watch out!
Well, you'd freak out too if you saw some human legs sticking 20 feet into the sky. The death of Kermit hits everyone pretty hard, as you might imagine, but the rest of the Muppets do what they can to move on without him. No, of course not, but the idea freaked the hell out of me when I was a kid. He eventually stops at a promising little place called the El Sleazo Cafe.
Doesn't smell promising, but The frog's gotta eat.
Turns out the El Sleazo was famous for their frog legs and their stand-up comedy. Because, as you know, there's nothing a rowdy group of drunken sailors and mobsters want more than a good laugh.
This guy's lost.
Maybe you should try Hare Krishna.
Kermit runs to the rescue to perform a dance number for the unruly crowd because, as you know, there's nothing a crowd of surly gangsters and reprobates love more than a song and dance routine. This little number catches the eyes of Doc Hopper himself as he catches a whiff of the swampy odor of money. The subterfuge goes over as well as one could hope.
I hope you appreciate that I'm doing all my own stunts.
The two beat a hasty retreat to Fozzie's waiting Studebaker and set off to Hollywood together, seeking fame and fortune, with Doc Hopper in close pursuit. The Doc does his best to convince Kermit to be the new spokesman for his chain of frog-leg restaurants, which is akin to asking you to endorse a restaurant specializing in serving human torsos to gorillas.
Well, that's the most appalling, disgusting, revolting thing I've ever seen.
Hopper isn't one to let such opportunities slip through his fingers and gives chase.
Max!
And further proving that banjos make everything better, I bring you the best road trip song ever.
Moving right along in search of good times and good.
There is nothing better in the world than a road trip with friends. Even if you have no idea where you're going, and having the perfect songs to keep your energy high and to keep you from killing one another is not only ideal, but I'd call it necessary. This is how it's done. Keeping your spirits high as you watch the world fly by as you slowly make your way towards destiny.
Free. Getting there is half the fun. Come share it with me.
Okay, I may be reading too much into things here, but it's the ultimate travel song. End of story.
Hey, Fozzie, look up ahead there.
Kermit, that's you!
Lacking apparent copyright laws in the 70s, Doc decides to use Kermit's image anyway, which pisses Kermit right off.
Hey!
The frog is right. You're asking him to do something terrible. I can't be a part of it. It's a moral decision, and I'll stand by it.
I'll double your percentage.
I'll open the door.
The team takes a siesta at a nearby church until they're jarred back to life by the euphonious strains of music gently wafting through the church doors.
Our gentle morning melodies have attracted wandering admirers.
The purveyors of these melodies are known as the Electric Mayhem, possibly one of the best band names of all time, and tell them the story of their quest for fame.
This is a narrative of very heavy-duty proportion.
Also learning of Doc Hopper's plot to capture Kermit, the gang decides to help out as best they can the only way they know how. A musical montage.
Oh, yeah!
They figure that, hey, if Hopper's looking for a brown Studebaker, a rainbow Studebaker will just fly right under his radar. But anyway, the song itself is another one of those inspirational, if you can dream it, you can do it type of songs. The song itself is a very upbeat affair which nearly rocks the shingles right off the church house, and the addition of a saxophone makes any song even better.
Doc Hopper will never recognize you now.
I don't know how to thank you guys.
I don't know why to thank you guys.
I was getting concerned that our transportation wasn't ostentatious enough.
Find me a frog and a bear and a tan Studebaker.
Gee, Doc, all I can see is a frog and a bear and a rainbow-colored Studebaker.
Their cover is blown. The ruse didn't hold up.
Well, how did they recognize us? Oh, now, Doc. Right. Get down, Fozzie.
Yes, sir.
Ah, clever, clever. It's here when we run into yet another familiar face barreling down the highway. Our good buddy Gonzo and his life partner Camilla. Hey, a movie dealing with the touchy issue of bestiality in 1979 was unprecedented. A thing and his chicken should be free to the pursuit of happiness. And on that note, what are the Muppets in this movie anyway? I mean, are they a different race? They do appear to be a minority. Is there discrimination against them? Is there prejudice? Is there Muppet racism? I wonder if there's a Muppet Anti-Defamation League. Are there civil rights? So they pick up Gonzo, quite literally, and he joins them in their mighty quest with no real discussion. Then again, his mobile business is pretty well trashed by now, but then again, the newly formed combination of their respective jaunty jalopies might just be worth a little something on the open market.
Ah, my dear friends, welcome to Madman Mooney's Hubcap Heaven.
And I'd stand on my head to make you a deal.
Yep, it's Milton Berle as one of the many cool cameos in this movie. So far, we've had Dom DeLuise, James Coburn, Madeline Kahn, Carol Kane, friggin' Kojak, with plenty more coming. Collect them all!
Hey, what is this pile of jack? Get rid of this heap! Come out here!
Oh my god! Maybe I was right about this movie to begin with. Muppet slavery!
That's my Jack.
Oh, hi, Jack.
Jack not name.
Jack don't accept slave name.
How many times have I told you not to talk to the customers?
Mine is proud and noble race.
They procure a new ride and attempt to emancipate
Oh,
Jack.
thank you very much. Hey, we're all going to Hollywood. You want to come with us?
Hollywood?
That's strange. You just ran away. Well, moving right along, Fuzzy.
Wait, please. I want to go to Hollywood.
Hey, don't they have a deadline? They're never going to make any progress if they keep getting distracted like every 20 miles. So, in their likely 20th stop on this road trip, they find themselves in the audience of a small-town beauty pageant.
Ah, nice-looking girls, huh? Wow, nice-looking chicken.
Hey, don't judge him. It's his own preference. Besides, Muppets have it hard enough in this world as it is.
Here she is, folks. This year's Miss Bogan County, Miss Piggy!
You know she's a pig, right? The best day in her life is punctuated by meeting the supposed love of her life and slips into an awkward inner monologue. Well, inner song, dream thing. What do you call an inner monologue song?
Never before have two souls joined so freely and so fast.
This sudden and alarming fantasizing about spending the remainder of her years with a frog she's never met was originally to be sung by Johnny Mathis, but Henson thought it would be funnier to let Miss Piggy sing it herself, and the result is comedy gold.
Never before.
Listen, you swiny slut! Stop singing, I'm drowning!
It's a fun homage to not only romantic movie cliches, but romantic movie song cliches. And you saw it here first, folks. The first and hopefully only instance of Muppet sex. Oh my god, they're doing it Froggy style! Oh, thank the Lord. We're back in the real world, and Miss Piggy breaks from a prolonged hallucination adhered firmly to Kermit, who is just as confused as everyone else. He lays out the group's plans of seeking stardom in Hollywood, and yet another Muppet is thrown free the yoke of oppression from our human masters. I mean, don't any of these Muppets have families? Jobs? They seem to be more than happy to drop everything at the slightest mention of emancipation. After a thrilling car chase, complete with flying Muppets, creepy billboards, and gunplay, Kermit and Miss Piggy embark on their very first date.
Oh, wow.
The date begins well, if not a bit Harlequin-esque, service notwithstanding.
Yes? May I help you?
Steve Martin's performance here used to confuse the hell out of me when I was a kid. I think it was before a time when I could comprehend sarcasm. I used to just think he was insane.
I don't understand any of it.
The moon is just lovely. But, you know, Miss Piggy, the moon doesn't look like you.
Because, you know, the moon is lovely and you're kind of not. You know, the way the moon is lovely.
Piggy! Telephone!
Aw, well, Kermit has been ditched as we discover where the pig's priorities really lie. Fortunately, every restaurant worth its salt has a wizened and world-savvy piano player who's seen it all before.
Evening. Rolf the dog.
Kermit the Frog.
Have you not been emancipated yet?
You can't live with them. You can't live without.
The wonderful thing about the songs in this movie is that they're all short and sweet. Here, Rolf explains his stance on women, which is essentially a can't live with them, can't live without them philosophy, but punctuates it with a touch of optimism. I wonder that since Jim Henson himself is the one operating Rolf, that if he's also the one that's rocking out on the piano. Chances are it's dub, but still, chalk that up on the ever-lengthening list of talents that man had.
I hope that something better. I hope that something better comes